I'm already in Piktochart right here, but if you don't have the app yet, please go to the Chrome store and make sure you've searched Piktochart, spelled just like this up here. And make sure you're getting the app, not an extension. You want the app. The first time you get in, you may need to answer some questions for them. You can just say that you're doing this for design. It doesn't matter what size of group you put in there. If they're asking for information about who you are, you can give your school Gmail. You can give your first name. Please do not give your last name. Sometimes it can help to sync up your login with Google so that you can later just click sign in with Google. To do that, for username, you always pick the first little bit of your email address before the @ sign and use the same password you use for Google, and it should all sync up for you. Once you get into this page here, you'll need to choose from one of these three options. I'm going to ask you to pick printable for this assignment. You can choose a poster or a flyer, but it will get you the same place because right now we're going to create a new poster right here. They've given us a little bit of a template. We don't want it, so we're going to select it and then we're going to hit delete or backspace. Over here on the left-hand side, you'll see the main menu that you'll be working from. We're going to start with background. You can pick whatever background you want. I'll pick this one, for example, just by clicking on it, or sometimes you can click and drag. That works too. Up here, you'll see there's an opacity option. So you don't have to use the background exactly as it is. You might find it a little too bold and a little too busy, and might interrupt the attention that you want to give to your advertisement. So you can just slide this opacity bar and change that to make it the darkness that you wish. Now, if we go up here to graphics, you can insert a number of things. Shapes and icons you can drag over. Once you've got it there, you can resize it, obviously, the way you're probably used to. This wasn't a good example for twisting, but if I pick something else, like this star, and I want it here, I can move it around, or if I want to, I can twist things a little bit. Once I've got this object selected, I'm going to find that I have a different menu up here. I can change the opacity of this one as well. I can also change the color if I want. I can, if I have several things on here, I might find that I need to use the arrange tool, so that maybe I need to bring this to the front so it's over top of something else, or maybe I need to send it to the back, so the text box that I have might be on top of this. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. In addition to shapes and icons, within this graphics option, I cannot use animated icons because I don't have the Pro account. I can, however, insert lines. If I just add a line there, suddenly I'll find it over here, but I don't want a dotted line. Now that this is selected, I have a different menu up here. I can change that to, oh, right here, I need to, a solid line if I wanted, perhaps. And then maybe I want it to be even larger. I can slide that bar there. I can again change opacity, and I can change color. Over here in photo frame, I can pick, maybe I want this. Oh, no, I like this one. This is my photo frame right here. And that one won't do much for me until I select my photo, which, by the way, you can upload. I'm trying to think of how I can. There is an option in, oh, sorry. Uploads is over here. Once we've done our photo shoot for our breakout rooms, you can upload your own photos instead of taking from the stock ones here. But for right now, I'm going to search from the stock photos. I'm going to choose lock, which actually is right there. And I want this photo. I drag it into my photo frame, and now it looks like that on my poster. So photo frames can be really, really cool. I can also insert photos just as they are, but they'll be like your regular cut and paste. It may not have the same polish to it that you might want. If I don't want something right here, now that I've selected it, I can always go up to trash and get rid of it, because maybe I've decided there are certain things I don't want anymore. If I have this, this is where you can see the moving to front, the arrange option. Right now I have a star and I have my photo, and right now I've got them in the wrong order. Maybe I want that star over top. So I've selected my star right now. You can see because the box is only around the smaller object. I can go to Arrange and I can click Bring to Front, and now it will be over top. I can also change the opacity of it a bit. So even though it's on top, I can see the layer behind it. This obviously doesn't look so great, but with the other things that you play around with, those options can be really, really handy. If I go over to text right here, I can choose the size of text box that I want. And then once I click in here, I can get rid of that text and put in something else. I can then select it and do a lot of things up here with this new menu. I've got a different menu up here again because I'm selecting a different option down here on my flyer. I can change my font. I can change the size of it. I'm going to need way larger than that. There we go. I could also change the color of it. I can center it. I can bring it to the front if it happens to be getting tucked behind something else. There are a lot of things that you can do there. There is another section here, Tools. Color Scheme you can't use because you'd have to level up. We're not going to do that. Tools we're not going to be using for this one, but it's handy to know that you can put in some things like this later on. Some of the charts and maps are really cool because if you do it as an infographic, when you hover over it, things can pop out on you, so it can be highly interactive. I've shown you the basic tools though, where you can put in graphics. You can upload your own photos later on. You'll see I've actually uploaded some in the past. You can change your background, text. When you're all done, or even just done for a session, remember to click Save because it doesn't save on its own. And later on I will show you how to download your work so that you can upload it for marking.